what plans does the St. Thomas city government have to mitigate the impacts of the tariffs on local industries and residents?
Country next door to the United States, which is why our border has so much cross-border trade, because we have companies that are the same companies on both sides of borders actually doing business on each side. All will be impacted, and I think the United States, the newest president of the United States, needs to realize that there's a greater impact than just saying it. We continue to have sizable economic growth in this area in the manufacturing sector. I guess the best thing we can do is carry on doing it. It's what we do right. Should tariffs come in and cause grief, cause us some issues, we'll need to then decide what does that mean. We're doing all of the things we can do at the moment to talk about buying local, buying from ourselves instead of from across border, and finding customers from around the world. Now, as a municipality, we have done that. One of our largest construction projects is with PowerCo, a Volkswagen subsidiary from the largest automaker in the world. So we're ready to work with the rest of the world also. But when the United States is maybe 30 minutes from my front door and the rest of the world is much further away, trade becomes harder.
Do you think the Canadian federal government has provided sufficient support to address the U.S. tariff policy? What specific measures or policies does St. Thomas hope the federal government will implement to assist local industries and, of course, communities during this very challenging time?
Well, as a former federal politician, before I retired and became a mayor of this community, I don't think they're doing near enough. Certainly, the government is not even sitting at the moment, and there's what appears to be a large amount of fairly disjointed communications happening. Our local regional governments, our provincial governments have been spending a lot of time talking to the states that they do the most work with, and it seems to be a far more connected and cooperative effort than we're seeing from the federal government. The federal government is on the cusp of about to have an election, and therefore certainly isn't working well together. That may be a better way to put it. We've been throwing everything we can into the negotiations, and we're hearing some conversation, but I think it's as much a waiting game on the federal side.